Motion.
Motion by Randy, second.
I'll second.
Second. Mark, Dennis.
Beat you to it.
Randy had the motion.
Okay.
Dennis had the second. It's 5:18. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. All right, we are back from recess
We'll turn it over to you.
when you're ready.
Parents, kiddos, we just want to thank you so much for coming this evening. This is a huge project that they work on in this room, and I could not be any more proud of the way that they present to adults they do not know. That's very important in life. It's almost like an interview, like Ms. Diamond was talking about earlier. It's preparing you for life and having an interview. So I'm so proud of you. We did feed your babies. They did have Subway, and I will tell you, they did get a box of cookies. You did not. No one else got that, so that was for them. But I just wanted to let you know, we are getting ready to start the LSIC program. If you want to leave, you can. I know many of you have some things going on, like softball and other stuff. So if you want to leave, you are free to do that now, or you can stay.
Before you take off, we want to thank the students for coming down and sharing their presentations and for you making it possible for them to be here. It's great to see their work every year. And we get to look at the academic achievement data from the school. And I'm telling you, Vincent is really coming on strong, and we're very pleased with what's happening here. And your kids are a huge part of that. So thank you for being here. And in addition to the presentations tonight, we also have some social studies fairs winners in here. So I think we have 3 students that placed first at the County Social Studies Fair and are going to be competing at the regional fair, correct? Tomorrow. Okay, that's Quinn Diamond. Quinn, wave at everybody. Lee Marla Howe. And Jana Olnadesh. Congratulations, girls, and good luck tomorrow.
Hey guys, if you want to leave your stuff, I'll pack it up later. Leave your boards so my kids tomorrow can see them. You want to bring up stuff. Thank you, Mrs. Gibbs, for getting everything ready. Okay, so thank you all so much for coming. I'm gonna go ahead and you have what I have on my board. This is our staff this year. We all had our all matching shirts on. Rarely happens. I'm going to say, in the middle, Ryan Diamond, first time and only time he's got a t-shirt on in this building. So we use that t-shirt often, regularly, to make sure he remembers it. He wore a shirt.
Can I ask the K-9, what part of the staff, what is it?
He's in charge of the K-9 Snacks, is our emotional support animal.
Okay.
And he's in charge of us. Wade comes on Fridays usually. We make sure Will isn't here. He doesn't need any emotional support. So, yeah.
So we have Winnie at Wayne Elementary. Kim, you have a community member that.
Yes, he is. Well, you may Brandon McGuire. It is his emotional support animal that he had trained, and he loans us this animal 1 day a week. And Snacks has been with us for about 2.5, 3 years now. Huge impact on our kiddos, especially when they need someone to talk to, and an adult may not be the person they want to talk to. So he's in Mr. Hayes' office most of the time when he's here, and kids will filter in and out. Again, we want to thank Mrs. Gibbs for your wonderful work that you do with the kiddos. It's amazing. Our presenters, they're fantastic. They're top notch for sure. Okay, so we wanted to start with our chronic absentee rate and our average daily attendance. Miss Terry Lynn sent this to me today, just so I could make sure I had this up to date in our presentation. We have made a lot of positive progress in our chronic absentee rate, as well as our overall attendance rate. As you're going to see, we have a variety of incentives that we use to motivate our kiddos. In my personal opinion, we made the changes in part due to our amazing staff, and as well as just the overall mindset change we had this year. It's a buy-in. We had buy-in from all of our staff. You have to have that. You have to motivate them. They're motivated to see this attendance. This was Will and I at our principal retreat this year at the beginning of the year. This was our number one goal. We are absolutely going to work on our attendance, and we've made some really great strides. As you see, 2024 on this day last year, our chronic absentee was 29.89%. Now we are 16.87, which is a change of 13%.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And our goal for the year, because last year, I mean, it spiked up super high at the end of the year.
Yeah.
They went to 38%, I think.
It was like 38 at the end of the year.
So our goal was getting below 25%. And we're well on the way to that.
Yeah, that was our goal. And our school-wide goal was to maintain a 93% daily attendance, and we have absolutely done that. We have, let me see, we're at 93.6 today. So phenomenal. I would like to be around 94, 94.5, something like that, but we're working on that. So how do we do this? We have several things that we do. Tiger Tracker, Strive for 5 weekly promotions, 1st to 10 wins, administrator meetings with students, teacher-student connections, attendance challenges like No Days November, Student of the Month, first semester perfect attendance fame. And I'm going to talk about those really quick right there. So at the beginning of the year, this was our open house. Every parent, every student received a Tiger attendance tracker. I told them you can miss 9 days. I will give you 9 days to miss, and a lot of the 6th graders, well, I missed 2 last year. I'm not going to miss 9. But I gave them the cushion, even our 7th and 8th graders, 9 days. That's going to keep you where you need to be for the duration of the year. Everyone has one of these. We keep them in our office. They track how many days they have missed on their own. And that's been something that started that seed at the beginning of the year. I can only miss 9. So they're already thinking about it. Strive for 5.
And the reason we chose 9, it's not an arbitrary number. It's
What's my lucky number?
that's
That's
90,
exactly what I'm saying.
9 days is 95% attendance.
It is. It is 95%, but it's also my lucky number. So Strive for 5. These are some pictures of our Strive for 5 attendance winners. We started this as a weekly promotion to come to school. This was specifically sought out for our chronically absent kiddos. This is a way where we can promote, hey, 5 days a week, you're going to get something on Friday. I'm going to call your name. I'm picking 10 students. Can you be here all 5 days? Let's try this. So we started with these little goals for some of these kids. Other kids, you have those kids who never miss and they have one, but what makes a huge difference in this program with attendance is I can handpick kiddos who have never won anything in attendance in their life. And they're going to get a Strive for 5 because that week they were there all 5 days. And that means a lot. Or like last week, it was Strive for 2.5 is what we called it. And they still got something because those kids were here 2.5 days. It's made a big difference. If for some reason we are off, something has happened, they will let us know that we did not do Strive for 5 last Friday. Yeah. 1st to 10 wins. So we started, Will and I are so smart, you know. We started and we said, let's do 1st to 10 wins. This is for each homeroom, and we just count homeroom. If your class gets 10 days, they don't even have to be consecutive days. If they get 10 days at 95% or above, we have all these different little parties. You can pie Mr. Watkins in the face. We'll get you donuts in the morning for breakfast. We will have, like Halloween, they wanted a snack bar, so we had a snack bar. Okay. Well, 10 days into the school year, Miss Dillon's homeroom thing is just like knocking it out of the park. We did go back and reevaluate the 10 days. There's a picture of the very first 10 to win up there, and they won it like that. So she received, because we want everyone to try to win, okay? Second place also gets something. The second homeroom to meet those 10 days at 95% for that 6 weeks, they're going to get something as well. But yeah,
Usually it's,
we have to change it to, we changed it to 1st to 12. That's why I put that up there for Miss Dillon. All right, we went up again, 1st to 15. And now Mrs. Dillon, they have to get 15 days, 95% or higher. They have to be in the classroom by 7:30. She's cutting it off. She would count it at a certain time, and now she told Will and I today in an email, I'm going to cut this off at 7:30. If they're not here by 7, they don't count, because she wants everybody to be able to participate.
and
as well.
last semester, we actually had them at the 1st to 20. They still on this one a couple times.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it's a great group of kids. So, yeah, but there's their fantastic little, I love it.
We did the pizza party for them. We've done donut parties for them.
Yeah.
We've done double intramurals for them. That's a big one as
Oh,
well.
they love the double intramurals.
So doing skills.
I forgot about that. Yes, double. We have a lot they get to choose from. Go back a couple. Okay, so administrator meetings with students. Mr. Watkins is superb with this. Okay, superb. He started this at the end of the first 6 weeks. He met privately with chronically absent kiddos. Met with them. How can I get you here, buddy? What can we do to make sure that you're going to get to school? Are you oversleeping? Just made these connections. How many did you start with? 17, 18 kids?
I usually do about a dozen or so to start off with. And it's usually those bubble kids, the ones who are like 90% is the cutoff for chronically absent. Usually the ones who are like from 86 to 90. Those are the ones I kind of go after, because our social workers and counselors do a really good job of attacking the ones who are like really, really bad. And then the ones who are like 95, like 99%, we don't have to worry about at all. So the ones that are kind of in the bubble, they don't realize, because being chronically absent isn't that big of a number. It's like 3 days to 6 weeks. It's like 1 day every 2 weeks is chronically absent. So it adds up fast. So the first thing I do is just meet with them and say, do you realize you're chronically absent? And 9 times out of 10, they have no idea.
They do not realize that, I need to, if I came one more day,
Or
I'd be out of that red or yellow, whatever.
And always show up, you're here 89%, 88% of the time. If that was over the course of a school year, you missed a month of school.
Yeah.
And then I do, if you drop down to 83%, you missed the entire 6-week term of school. And if you kind of put those numbers in perspective for them, they kind of realize that I do small things for them, like I'll check in with them every couple of weeks, and if they do well, I'll give them a little treat. If they get off the chronically absent list at the end of the 6 weeks, I buy them lunch.
Yeah.
They enjoy it. They just, they get to eat lunch with Mr. Watkins.
Do whatever we have to do.
Pizza, or I buy them Taco Bell or something.
I thought this was maybe one of the most important pictures here that we have. So everybody loves AI. We all do our wonderful little, AI stuff. I made wheels, and he said I put veneers on his teeth, and I did not. It's just how it made it. But your AI will start to learn you, and the more you use it, the more it's picking up on your little subtleties. It put VMS, VIC, CKMS in attendance again because of my conversations that I would have and things that I would do. And I just thought that was fantastic. I just think that was very, very me right there.
That is our favorite part about our increased attendance. We tell Brian that we're beating them all the time.
All the time.
OCK.
Oh, all the time. Yeah, that's a must. So teacher-student connection. So let's fast forward. We were in November at our PL day. I had teachers. I had the entire list of chronically absent students. I had our teachers highlight 10 of those students who were chronically absent that they felt they could connect with on a personal level. What they did was approach them in a positive manner that upcoming week, talk to them about, hey, I noticed that you're missing a lot of days. What can we do about this? How can I help you? And we had a lot of positive feedback from teachers for those communications. It went really well, and just them knowing not that they're like, well, he's never here. Well, here's his percentage, and how can you connect with this kid and get him here in class? So that was big. The teacher connect, it's always goes back to the teacher. So this is our No Days November. They kept track. This is an individual challenge for each kid, keeping track. Every kid got this little calendar. They mark it out. It was really 12 days, but we didn't say anything. And they had a huge ice cream social, and it was packed, wasn't it? It was packed. Oh my gosh, ice cream, and all I have to do is be here. Yes, ice cream. And we had a packed house. So many made that. And it was their personal goals. I can do this. So building little goals. We also have students of the month. So this is our, actually did two student of the months, January, February, because we had just missed so much and it was a little crazy. So it's usually 4 kids and they get a certificate. They also get a Canyon Corner voucher for a free donut. They just go down there, give them that voucher, and they get a free whatever they want. And they also have, they love the goat medals. So I bought a bunch of goat medals, and they all get those, and they just think that's cool. So, and they're fantastic. And those are chosen by the staff, and it's attendance, academics, all together. The first semester perfect attendance fame is what I'm calling this. If students had perfect attendance at the end of the first semester, I put their face on a billboard, and they just thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. They had their picture taken by Long Creative, so it was professional, and it was done in this room, and they felt special. And parents would call, I just saw that kid on that. I was like, it's a little kid. And the only place that was available is right in Cerrito there. When you go from Cerrito all into Benson, into Westmoreland, that was the only place. So great location. It worked out perfect.
I think last year, first semester, we had 3 total kids.
We did. We had 3.
We had 16.
And how many? I love Buffalo. Buffalo Middle. How many perfect did they have for first semester?
9 kids.
9. So we having 17. That's a big deal. Like they really worked hard for that. Friendly motivation. We are all about. Even when he acts like he doesn't care, he absolutely does. But we beat them, and that was a personal goal of mine. We talked about it with the kids, but, we beat them. First semester, we had better attendance. And that's really, all we can say about that. Enrollment numbers hurt my heart. So if you're looking at these enrollment numbers, 201 in 2023-2024, we're down to 153. That's a lot. And I can't even really say it was a steady decline. It was kind of like 201, 166, and then 153. So
Scaring kids off.
we do think it's will, but I haven't
I got
really
here, there was
numbers
200
yet.
kids, now there's,
Yeah.
but at Buffalo, there was 220, now there's like 270, so. Yeah, proficiency data, take over here a little bit.
Yeah, he's wanting to
ELA, we saw a small tick down from 2022 to 2023. We are on the way up. We're projecting this number right here is where we're at as a benchmark. So we're already above where we were last year before we even get our final testing data. So our goal was about 53% for our English proficiency rate. We're going to blow that out of the water. Math, we're still kind of struggling here a little bit. However, if you look here at our number right now, we're at 17%. Last year, we were only at 18%. So I still think we're at, projected to kind of crush that. We are seeing some really positive signs in the future. Our sixth grade right now has the highest test scores for ELA and math in the entire county by a pretty significant margin. The ELA numbers are good across the board for the most part. As a school, ELA, we're at about 35% proficient. That's about 13% above where the state is right now. Different grade levels are kind of crushing it. Like sixth grade is 18% above the state. Seventh grade is 17% above the state. Eighth grade, our group just kind of struggles in general. They've always been kind of our stagnant group. They're 2% above the state right now, so we're kind of very happy with what we see right there as far as that's concerned. Math, you see, is struggling. However, we are seeing some positives there. Sixth grade, they're currently at 34%. They are crushing it on the county level. They had 26% growth. They're actually 15% above where the state is right now as far as proficiency is concerned. We are a little behind, though, in seventh and eighth grade. Those have been kind of our two struggling groups. However, if you look at the seventh grade, they were only at 14% proficient last year, and this year they're at 11%. So they have a pretty good chance to kind of exceed where they were last year. That eighth grade group has always been kind of our stagnant, difficult group. Even with our attendance, if you look at our attendance rates right now, our sixth and seventh grade are really, really high. That eighth grade group is where a lot of our problem attendance numbers are. But we're still pretty positive that we'll make some growth there as well. Our big areas of raising proficiency rates is one, meaningful feedbacks through walkthroughs. We really try to, we're really trying to increase the rigor and the collaboration in our classrooms. It's been an emphasis in our PLCs as well. Especially in math, our big emphasis has been on kind of incorporating elements of building thinking classrooms into our rooms. We'll do like actual model lessons in there. We'll do kind of little mini book studies. Tomorrow, we're actually collaborating. We're going to actually build actual lessons that we're going to do in our classrooms with BPC activities and board. And we've actually kind of, one of the downside of losing enrollment is we've lost staff. We lost 5 staff members 2 years ago. The one positive has been that it's given us some kind of flexibility as far as the layout of our school is concerned. We've actually been building collaborative classrooms throughout our school. Yeah. So each one of our math now has an actual room just for collaboration. One of the issues that they proposed to us, well, I have 30 kids in my class. How do I get them into groups, let them move around? So we made rooms just for collaboration. So we actually have 3 rooms in our school just for collaboration. So that's one of the benefits of, losing staff is we have a little more flexibility as far as that.
And having an amazing, this building is amazing.
Yeah.
It was built to last forever. Yeah. Just saying we can do everything in this building that we need to do.
But that's been our big push. And we are seeing some growth, especially in 6th grade. Mr. Borger, he's always been an English teacher for us. When we lost, PLTW is our big strength. And one of the things we were worried about when we lost so many staffers was having to cut back on PLTW. Chase Borger, luckily, he told us that he was actually certified not only in English, but also in math and science and theater and PE. So he actually stepped up and took over the math program, so we didn't have to actually use any 6th grade teachers to teach math. First year was a little rough for him. He's a phenomenal English teacher. English and math are very different subjects. So you see kind of last year only finished at 14%. His kids this year are already at 34% proficiency in his second year as a math teacher. So we're very optimistic of seeing what's going to come moving forward. Discipline data. This isn't probably totally accurate as far as our school-wide discipline. We don't record everything in Weavis. Like if a kid is wearing his hat in the hallway, I don't always put him in Weavis for that. It is pretty reflective of our actual overall higher level offenses. So about 67 actual Weavis write-ups this year. Of those, 20 of those were level 3 write-ups. We've had 0 actual level 4s. Level 4s are your most heinous actions, like your weapons, your drugs, your serious, like, violent threats. We haven't any of those. We've only had actually 9 actual out of school suspensions this year, and of those, I think it's like 6 kids. So we've done pretty well as far as not having those major offenses are concerned. We really try to be kind of creative with discipline these last couple of years because, once again, our big emphasis last couple of years was attendance, and we're like, well, what benefit does it serve if we're just kicking kids out of school if our attendance is bad? So we try to do more creative things. We try to kind of, if the kid's doing something wrong in the cafeteria, we just, instead of suspending him for his behavior, we just take him out of the cafeteria.
We changed, we can't say we want them in the building as much as possible and then turn around and suspend them for something that, I could have taken care of the next day in ISS. So if we suspend someone from this school, there's a reason.
Yes.
Like that's really a last resort for us. We don't care to do that.
Yeah, and we have 1 pending expulsion. I think the expulsion actually isn't actually going to technically an expulsion on our record because the child we started doing all the actual safe schools paperwork. He's actually a Cabell County resident, so we just rescinded his invitation to Wayne County schools. And, so attendance data, the discipline data is pretty promising as far as that's concerned. Very few major behavior issues this year.
Well, we have snacks, and he's here. He would protect us probably. I'm sure. I think he changes everything. So facility improvements that I put down here. I know there's several others that Mr. Alexander will probably remember that I'm just didn't remember. But we had the new windows put throughout the school. All of the blinds were also given to us, and they're perfect. They all match. It's a huge deal for me. Our HVAC systems were put in. They're working right now, so we're good. We're good. We have upcoming projects. The security vestibule is going to be, I think this summer it's going to start, the room. And we're waiting on our protective window film. That's going to be something that's approved. And that's exciting. People can't see inside, so that's always a good thing. I'm excited about the security vestibule. I think that will be a great addition to the school. So these are just a couple of things that we would like. We need a couple more water bottle fountains. We would love to have one for this main hall downstairs. Like, we have a regular fountain, but the majority of the kids use that fountain. We have one in the cafeteria, and we have one upstairs, and we do only have one on each level that works. We have a couple that are not going to.
And I would say probably, honestly, it's one fully functioning fountain for the entire main portion of the school.
Yeah.
One upstairs
The one
is great, but
upstairs
I don't know.
we don't know, but it's a plumbing issue.
It's a
which-
bad plumbing issue.
Yeah, which I'm sure could be easily remedied, and this place would be like brand new. So I've been in communication with Bo Evans. He is from the traffic safety with the city of Huntington. So something that has bothered me since I've been here, and I had talked to Huntington Police Department, and I talked to Dave at the Cerrito Fire years ago. I couldn't figure out why we did not have a bus loop. Like, the bus loop is one road, it's on Hughes, and in the morning you have passing cars and kids get out and they just cross the street. Okay. That over the years, it's been a little scary with some of the kiddos. A couple of close calls. It's dark in the morning. It isn't their fault, but we've had a couple of kids almost get hit.
We have walkers.
Yes, we have walkers. So it was really scary when we had the ice. Steve was out there, who was our custodian, and the kids would come, and they were literally falling on the ice, and then another car would come. It really scared him. I thought he was going to have a heart attack or something. It was, so we reached out to what can the city of Huntington do? And this guy, Bo Evans, I've never met him. I don't know who he is. He came down and was able to observe our kids drop off and pick up for me. And I will say, we have extremely observant parents. They called the office immediately. Who is this guy over here at the clipboard? Like they were, they're on it. He thinks that we could, and I already emailed it to Mr. Alexander, do a couple of things with the basketball parking lot to where we could still utilize that parking lot. But he thinks we could also make it a pickup loop, pick up and drop off, where they would just come in and out that side door of the
Out in the
basketball.
back.
Yeah, on the
cafe.
side. They would, instead of coming in the cafeteria door, they would come in the side of the building, and he was extremely helpful. He had, I think, maybe 2 schematics that he sent me in the email, and he said, I said, well, wow, I get to see Alexander today. So
Really, it's
you look at that, because we will need, could maintenance help us with that? Because I think, we would need an in and out drive.
It's always
But it
kind of been a
really
commons
could
area,
work.
isn't it?
yeah, it's not too.
It was when I was down here.
It's not hectic, but I mean, it's essentially how it works now is people just line up, half of them line up on the way, about half park in the football parking lot, and then as the kids come out, then it's kind of just free
A
release.
free
And
for all.
most stuff does work out pretty well, but I mean, you never know. I
Yeah.
mean, some days parents are in their moods and they're
Now,
not
do
ready to
your-
be paid.
Your buses drop off out front?
Yes.
They do, yes.
Okay. But
Yes.
you're having issues with,
It's just a little chaotic in the back. It's not.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest issue we get fearful is
but it's not because of buses, it's just
No.
because
No,
of the
it
parent
has
drop
nothing,
off.
that's 2 separate, our buses drop up in front, come through and go to the cafeteria. So
Okay.
there's no issues with
I
our
think when this was
bus.
designed as a high school, they didn't really anticipate having a big line of cars dropping off in the morning because kids either drove or walked or. I think in the mornings it's not too bad. In the evenings is what's happening because our kids just leave and walk, and it's kind of just a bad combination of cars driving and kids walking.
And you're not sure who's walking, who is walking. Oh no, she's getting in a car. Okay, it is. It's kind of a little crazy, and apart from making that a one-way road, which we don't want to do that, I think there's some pretty good plans in there. You
Okay.
can look at it and we'll talk about it. He did say he is going to be placing some school zoning signage that should already be there as soon as we figure out what we're doing, if we're changing anything. He said the city of Huntington is responsible for that. It's like, all right.
Good, very good.
Do they think you're killing too?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good. And I
it's
did want
already
to
in the
introduce
works.
my athletic director. I don't know, I can't remember, I do not think I was here, but this is Robbie Rash, and he has been just a huge help and motivator and getting things together, and this is what I want to do, and sends me a list of these amazing things for the gym. And, I have windows in my gym now that you can see out of. They're gorgeous. So I didn't need anything else. But then he's like, well, why don't we get this amazing TV? And I'm like, okay, let's do it. So I just wanted you all to introduce. He has a couple of things that he wants to talk. It's baseball season, and we need some equipment, don't we? Like, we need to move the goalposts.
There's a couple, obviously, we know that the sinkhole that was on the football field and the baseball field, it's still prevalent on the baseball field. There needs to be dirt brought in. It was obviously still actively leaking or actively, sinking or water draining through there with watching out the dirt. But we need some dirt to be brought in, and we need, we're going to take the goalpost out, which normally means a lift. Matt has been good with us. He's got one on order, and it's also going to be used to fix the netting in the backstop on the baseball field. There was a cable that was broken. We do have the stuff to fix it. We just need to get about 25 feet up in the air to do so. I know she mentioned stuff about some other additions. My biggest things and what I've heard, the LSIC meeting in Kellogg here is all about the little things. As an athletic director, I know that it's all about academics first, but this plays a huge role in the kids' lives and in progressing as human beings. That being said, I want the best for everybody. They've done a great job of taking care of what they have and progressing it along the way. We've got a gorgeous gym. Our football field and our baseball field is kind of lacking. The bleachers on the football field is To say it's a hazard is an understatement. I started as an AD in August, and I watched multiple people almost fall off those bleachers. The stairs rock back and forth. We had multiple cheerleaders, multiple people get stung by bees. We did everything in our power to create some sort of deterrent for the bees, but there's so much trash and so much stuff that's been going in those bleachers year after year after year. It's
Yeah.
just we're past the point of fixing them, and I know it's an expense, and I know that tearing them down is a big expense, but my proposal would be to put them on the other side of the field. Put them on the other side of the field. There we would have money to give a visitor's locker room with our concession stand, so they don't have to walk into the school. We could put the concession stand in the storage unit, or have a new concession stand on that side. That doesn't mean that the stands have to come down immediately, right? So that kind of solves the problem for both sides. Once they do come down, fencing is another issue. I know that Brian submitted a proposal last year for gating and fencing. And I think they also submitted some budget money as well. But once those stands come down, you're able to bring the fence in about 20 feet.
Yeah.
So that's all parking. One of our biggest issues is parking behind the school. So that now creates all parking that you can pull in and park. And if you want to watch a game from your car, you can. I mean, I know we want people to come in, but so now instead of looking at the back of stands, you're going to look at our football field, our stands. It's going to be set up a lot like Spring Valley High School. So it's basically the same as you drive by. I did say the netting and the sinkhole were the biggest ones. The mowers are on disarray, so we're trying to get as much money as we can to furnish the mowers. We share this with our youth league, so our youth league uses our facilities, which is, we try to do the best for them, but that also means wear and tear on what we have. So we do have 3 machines right now, all need major repairs. So we're trying to decide if it's better to just combine and sell them and get something new, or see what the best is. But right now we're having to drag the baseball field with a 4-wheeler, which is somebody's from the community, and just looking for stuff of that. With the gym, our scoreboard's going out. We are actively, and we'll say something about Coach Roden. Him and I together are very aggressive in getting fundraising and stuff like that. We've secured money for some new uniforms next year. We're going to replace our scoreboard with a video board. I know everybody's been to Wayne High School. It is the exact video board that Wayne High School has. So, we don't sit on our hands here. We're very active in making the best for our students.
They have great plans. They work very well together. I can't wait.
One of the issues with the gym that I will say that's almost creates more of a health issue is the sewer gas within the gym. I don't know if everybody knows, every office in that gym has a bathroom and a shower, every one of them. And they just need caps, right? We're talking about renovations down the road and creating some other money, but they just need caps. The youth league coaches locker office, that bathroom probably hasn't been used in years and years and years. So the traps, they get dried out.
They dry out, yeah.
Sewer odor, they just need to go in and be capped. On top of that, we're trying to do some more things, as girls don't have a locker room. The girls have never had a locker room in that gym. So our volleyball team, our basketball team, any girl that walks in there, our cheerleaders, they have to either go in the multi-purpose room or come dressed. And it's absolutely unacceptable. I saw last year we didn't have a girls basketball team this year, but they physically had to wait before one had to leave for the other had to go in. So you couldn't leave your stuff. If you wanted to leave your stuff in your locker, you couldn't do that, right? Right now, we like to take care of our gym. We just had the floor redone in September, October. We actually have plans to redo it in June. We're paying for that as well. My son brought gym shoes to wear on our floor so we don't tear it up. Well, we're not allowed to go to our locker, right, to get our gym shoes. So we want to put lockers downstairs to where kids can have our gym shoes. So, upon not wearing your boots on the floor, we got to protect our money when we put in stuff. Baseball field, just a couple more, I'll be quick, but there was water leaks. So, the refrigerator and concession stand needs some more stuff there. They also use the mower and stuff like that. But basically, those are the big ones. Those are the big ones. There's the restroom in the baseball field and football field. The urinal constantly runs, so we have to turn it off. But those are things that we're actively looking towards replacing and repairing, and we're trying to help you all out. I am the last person that's going to depend on the Board of Education to support Vincent Middle School. I want to be the one that says, listen, I want to have all the money up front, and I want to come to you all and say, listen, this is what we're going to do. If you have any suggestions, if you can help us out some, if you want to match us with money, that's what I want to do, right? So, I'm here to help. I'm here to make Vincent Middle School a better place and get us off that list.
Very good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Harvey. I appreciate it. It's going to be like a brand new school, Mr. Alexander. In just a few years, it's going to be brand new. Thank you all so much for coming. That was our little presentation for you tonight. I'm so glad you were able to see the kiddos. That was the big deal. Tomorrow, social studies fair. Mrs. Gibbs is an absolute superstar, and I have to take a second. So Project Lead the Way is a huge deal. Like for us, when she approached me years ago and was like, I really want to get this started. Let's get it. I'm like, oh my gosh, let's do it. I think that's great. That she takes it to a different level. It's, if you ever want to stop by and watch her teach, it's exactly the kind of teaching that you would hope all of your teachers do, whether it's ELA, math, social studies, it doesn't matter. It is absolutely top tier. And that's why she gets the results that she does. It's fantastic. Her working with these kids. We just started participating in the social studies fair last year. We have had last year. And next year we're going to own that place. Like, we are on a mission. These kids love these projects, that they don't just do a project and enter it because they want to be, they want to win. And that comes from her, making sure that they have everything that they need and they're prepared. So bravo. Love you. And Will's okay.
I'm here occasionally.
No, Will's fantastic. He knows that he is a huge help to me. He knows that.
No, thank you all. And, as I said before, I know the data because we just had the data meeting not too long ago. The steam is coming out the engine pipe, right?
It is.
Yeah. So
Yes.
things are really moving. It's exciting.
The six, I think we were one of 2 schools that have growth in all 6 major areas.
Yeah.
The attendance number is impressive compared to,
Right?
just a huge difference. So,
Huge difference. Huge difference. Change your mindset. You can change the outcome.
right.
I read that something.
Oh,
But we appreciate your hard work.
Absolutely. Thank you all.
Christy, as always, appreciate your hard work.
absolutely. And Robbie, welcome to the family.
Right?
Don't
We
leave
love
it.
it.
Don't leave it.
We love it.
All
And
right.
please make sure you get something to eat before you go.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
We got to approve a couple purchases and then we'll move forward.
I'm going back to our new business consent action items. Number 1 is considered for the approval, purchase requisition order and quotes in excess of $5,000, pages 1 and 2.
Motion.
Motion by Randy,
Second.
Juanita.
I had talked to you about that were putting these out for prices.
Yeah.
And this is the installation of 8 new poles down at Tulsa High School. And this will be followed by lighting that the Clays Performance will put up. We purchased the lighting separately. And then Clays Performance will put those up for us, and that's included in this price. So the light price itself is not included, but the labor for it is included. And then your other PO is repairing a water line out at Spring Valley's baseball field. We've got a significant leak there in a main line, and it is underground, and we're just going to run a new line and shut that line down. It's going to be cheaper to do it this way. And we took prices on this, and Clay's had the best price on it as well.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
And then the only thing, Ms. Hurley mentioned the window film, the security window film. So we secured a grant to put window film in all of the schools. And we have, we're going through the selection process now. We just met with the company. So I'm hoping at Tuesday's regular board meeting to have a recommendation for you so we can move forward with that project.
Any other reports?
That's it.
Motion to adjourn. Motion by Tomina, second.
Second.
Dennis, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. It is
6:03.
6:03. All right,
Nice.
very nice, very nice.
Bye. You sure you don't want to take a sandwich?
I'm good, thank you.